A federal judge in California rules construction of a border wall can move forward. On Twitter yesterday, President Trump said he wanted the project to move forward, but then he followed up with a new tweet today. Here's what it said. I have decided that sections of the wall that California once built now will not be built until the whole wall is approved. Big victory yesterday with ruling from the courts that allows us to proceed. Our country must have border security. We are joined by Ken Paxton, friend of border security, Attorney General of Texas, and that is yet another state right along the border. This seems to be a legal victory for President Donald Trump, but the president still needs to find a way to pay for that wall. Congress has yet to fund it. The president demands that Mexico to pay have gone nowhere. How is this going to happen?
You know, look, I'm confident that the president, this is one of his big campaign promises, is to do something about border security, including the wall, and I'm pretty confident that he will find a way. You
think that this wall is going to reduce illegal immigration? Critics say it will not. They say migrants will find other ways to get in to our country.
So examples, I think I've said this before, El Paso, there was no fence along the border. They put up a fence. El Paso used to be the highest crime city in America, and now it's one of the lowest, so it does work. So it's proven to work here. It's proven to work in other countries like Israel where they put up walls, so I have no reason to believe it wouldn't work here.
Why do you think that the number of illegals coming in, illegal immigrants coming in to our country has declined so dramatically under the Trump administration?
I think there's two reasons. One is the rhetoric. He's basically telling people, he's broadcasting that we're going to enforce the law. And then two, we're actually enforcing the law. We actually have Border Patrol and Customs Enforcement are actually stopping illegal immigration as it comes in. We weren't doing that for the last 8 years.
I think the Obama administration would beg to differ.
Well, the numbers are clearly different. 60 to 70% reduction in illegal immigration across our southern border. So the numbers speak for themselves, and I've spoken to border agents that have told me just exactly what I told you.
Which is?
That for 8 years we were not enforcing the law, and now they were being told to enforce the law. They were really frustrated they couldn't do their jobs.
What were they told, to look the other way?
Basically, unless it was a criminal action, they saw a criminal action, they were basically told just let them come in.
Okay, let's move on. You, once again, are suing. Mm-hmm. Surprise, surprise. You're suing over challenging the constitutionality of the Affordable Care Act. Haven't we dealt with that?
Yeah, we have dealt with it, except there was a big change. You know, Congress obviously tried to repeal it. They were unsuccessful. However, the Tax Reform Act that it passed in December took out a very important piece of Obamacare. It took out the penalty for not buying health insurance. Well, Justice Roberts, in the case that went to the Supreme Court on Obamacare, said that it was critical that the penalty be applied to the mandate, and if those two weren't together, there was no power to keep the mandate in place. And so because the penalty went away and the tax went away under the taxing power of Congress, there's no longer the ability to keep the mandate away. So we think this lawsuit will end Obamacare.
End it. Final.
End it. I'm very confident that ultimately this lawsuit will end Obamacare once and for all.
And Congress has not been able to do that, but Ken Paxton can?
Well, Congress, played a little part. They passed the tax reform bill that gave us the tool that will allow us to file this, that allowed us to file this lawsuit, and will allow the victory.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Come back when that happens.
Absolutely.
Okay? Promise? All right.
Absolutely.
Ken Paxton, Attorney General of Texas.